Chapter 14. You only need one bullet. I saved one just for your ugly ass. Smoke stared at the broken radio like it owed him answers. You heard that, right? He asked. K-Doll didn't blink. Her eyes stayed locked on the screen, like maybe if she glared hard enough, it would flicker back on and take back what it said. You ain't supposed to be alive. That voice. Not static. Not a glitch. A real fucking voice. And it knew them. K-Doll stood up slow, wincing as her burnt arm throbbed. We ain't done. That's what that shit means. Smoke grabbed his shotgun, checked the single shell he'd been saving. One left. One goddamn shell. I was saving this for me, he muttered, but maybe I'll give it a new home. K-Doll popped the trunk on a rusted-out Civic they'd dragged to the tower. Inside was the last of their makeshift arsenal. 3 Molotovs, a busted pistol with 5 rounds, a sledgehammer, and a pipe bomb they'd built from scrap and old fireworks. She held it up. You really think this'll stop it? Smoke shrugged. I think if I shove it in the right hole, it'll at least ruin its day. The tower shook. Not from wind, from footsteps. Big, heavy, slow-ass footsteps. Smoke stepped to the doorway, heart jackhammering. In the distance, through the mist and morning haze, came a new shape. Not the same creature they torched. This one was taller, thinner, faster. It didn't crawl. It walked. Straight up, like it owned the dirt. Its body shimmered like oil in the sun, skin made of wet shadows and twitching nerves. No face, no eyes. Just a slit running vertical down the front like an unzipped meat suit. And it was open. Inside? More teeth than any nightmare had the right to carry. Smoke raised his shotgun. K-Doll whispered, You sure that's the only one? I hope not, he said. I ain't in the mood to go out quiet. The creature stopped 20 feet from the tower. It opened its chest wider. And from the gaping split came a sound. Not a scream. A voice. Return what was taken. Smoke looked at K-Doll. The fuck that mean? But she was already lighting the Molotov. She hurled it. The bottle hit the creature's chest and exploded. Flames swallowed its front, and for a second, it staggered back. Smoke ran forward. He dove low, rolled under the flames, and planted the pipe bomb deep into the creature's gut cavity. Eat this, bitch! He spun and sprinted. The explosion launched him into the air like a fucking cannonball. His body hit the dirt in a twisted mess, arms flailing, ears ringing, vision cutting in and out like a busted TV. The creature howled, then it blew apart. Chunks rained down, black blood, twitching meat, burning strips of whatever the fuck it was made of. And then silence. For real this time, Smoke tried to lift himself. Couldn't. He saw the edge of the tower, the bent gate, and K-Doll, laying still. He crawled to her. Don't you fucking die on me, he whispered, lips coated in blood. She wasn't breathing. He pressed his hand to her chest. Nothing. Come on. He pounded once, twice, third time. K-Doll gasped, eyes popped open. She stared wild at the sky, then at him. You ugly motherfucker, she whispered. He laughed, coughed, collapsed beside her, and for the first time in days, they just lay there, alive, but barely. Smoke woke up with gravel in his mouth and blood in his ear. The world was sideways, but at least it was still there. The tower hadn't collapsed, the sky hadn't cracked open. And whatever that thing was, the one that walked upright and spoke like it had a vendetta, it was now a puddle of smoldering what the fuck about 20 feet away. He rolled over, spitting dirt and curses. Shit. Fucking hurts to be alive. K-Doll stirred beside him, groaning like she just fought off a demon, which she had. Her eyes crusted shut with soot, arms still wrapped in half-melted gauze, lips cracked like desert dirt. She squinted at him. You blow it up? Smoke nodded. Pipe bomb in the gut, like a suppository from hell. She let out a weak-ass laugh. That's nasty. He helped her sit up, both of them looking like survivors from a war the rest of the world ain't even know happened. Bent Horn lay behind them like a forgotten battlefield, hollowed, blackened, and silent. Too quiet. Not peace quiet. Suspicious quiet. You hear that? Smoke asked, ears twitching. Kadal frowned. Hear what? Exactly. No birds, no bugs, no breeze, just a hum. A low, deep mechanical hum, like a diesel engine idling beneath the ground. Kadal's head snapped toward the east. Substation. The one by the old cotton gin? Yup, that hum's power. We cut every line in town days ago. Shouldn't be nothing running. Smoke picked up the busted pistol and stood with a wobble. Then let's go see what the fuck the devil left behind. The substation was a mile out, tucked between two dried-out cotton fields and a busted levee. On the way, they passed what used to be a playground. Now it looked like a battlefield, a seesaw bent in half. Monkey bars covered in what looked like organ pulp. Blood on the tire swing, still wet. Smoke stared too long. Kadal bumped him. Don't go soft on me now. He didn't answer. Couldn't. They moved like shadows, weapons drawn, nerves flared. At the edge of the substation, Smoke knelt low, peeping through the bent fence. Something glowed inside the old transformer shack, green, like antifreeze under moonlight. Humming louder now, buzzing like a swarm of metal bees. Shit, he muttered. What is that? Kadal eased closer. Don't know, but it's not from here. They stepped through the fence. The door to the shack hung open, and the glow inside pulsed like a heartbeat. On the walls were carvings, symbols neither of them had seen before. Swirls and spikes, dripping with black slime. The floor was scorched, like something had been birthed right here. In the center sat a crater about 3 feet wide, empty. Smoke whispered, "This where it came from?" Kadal nodded, swallowing hard. Or where it was sent to. Suddenly the glow flickered. The hum died, and a new sound rose up. Voices, not human, recordings, snippets of screams, cries, and phrases in their own voices. Smoke's voice from 2 nights ago. Don't you fucking die on me. Kadal's voice. Eat this, bitch. And another one, the voice from the radio. You ain't supposed to be alive. They backed out, fast. Fuck this, Smoke hissed. Yeah, Kadal agreed. Let's burn this place too. They soaked the shack in diesel, lit it, and watched the fire chew through wires, metal, slime, and whatever memory-stained energy lingered in that room. The screams didn't stop until the roof caved in. Bent Horn smelled like cooked death. The tower ruins, the smoldering substation, the blood-caked streets, all of it whispered one thing. This town don't get to heal. Smoke and Kadal limped through the junkyard like ghosts too stubborn to pass on. Every shadow made them flinch. Every gust of wind felt like a breath from something still lurking. But their hands stayed on triggers, and their hearts beat like war drums. Smoke checked the sky. No stars tonight, just smoke, just silence. Think it's over? Kadal asked, her voice barely louder than the crunch of broken glass beneath her boots. Smoke didn't answer. He'd thought it was over when they burned the creature in the church. Thought it was over when they shot it in the sewer. Thought it was over when he jammed a fucking bomb in its guts. And yet here they were, still breathing, still bleeding, still waiting. They set up camp in the rusted bus near the back of the yard, the one with the spray-painted Jesus holding an AK. Smoke patched Kadal's arm again with duct tape and gauze. She hissed, flinched, but didn't cry. I got 1 arm, 1 lung, and half my fucking hearing. Still got more than most, Smoke muttered. They sat in silence, watching fireflies dance through the fence gaps like they didn't know the world just ended. Finally, Smoke stood. I got something to do. Kadal raised an eyebrow. What? He pulled the last bullet from his pocket, the same one he'd saved, the one meant for himself if it ever got too bad. He walked out into the open yard, raised his arm, and aimed the bullet not at his head, not at a monster, but at the moon. He fired. Bang! The shot echoed for miles. A message. We still here. The next morning, the military rolled in. Black trucks, gas masks, drones buzzing overhead like mechanical vultures. Soldiers didn't ask questions. They barked orders, cleared roads, dragged bodies, tagged buildings. Smoke and K-Doll were pulled aside, questioned for hours, but nobody believed them. We have no record of an attack, one suited bastard said. No meteor. No casualties matching this event. K-Doll laughed in his face. Tell that to my fucking arm. They were released by sunset. No one else was. The rest of Bent Horn, what was left of it, was sectioned off, quarantined, and labeled biohazard risk. Military bulldozed the church, tore down the tower, covered the junkyard with black tarps, and shipped out the bus, like it never happened, like the whole fucking thing was a bad dream. Back on the edge of town, K-Doll and Smoke stood on the railroad tracks. She lit a cigarette with shaking hands. You think it's really dead? She asked. Smoke didn't answer. Instead, he stared down the tracks, toward the woods, toward the place it all started. His gut twisted. Then, something moved. Not big, not fast. Just a flicker, a blur at the edge of the tree line. He blinked. Gone. But he knew what he saw. And K-Doll must have seen it too, 'cause she dropped her cigarette and reached for her blade. Smoke exhaled slow. Better keep saving bullets.